Let's draw broken things.
It's time for another Go-Go-Mock Rocket Sheep.
Hello and welcome to the Broken Things episode of Go-Go-Mock Rocket Sheep. We're going to be drawing an easy, medium, and hard mode thing that is broken. And we're going to use our imagination to figure out how things break. And hopefully some of the principles that we talk about in this video can apply to many other things. So easy mode is an egg, medium mode is a car, and hard mode is a Saskatchewan prairie farmhouse. Let's go! Easy mode. All right, for easy mode, we're gonna break an egg. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an egg, draw an oval sideways on its side like that. And it's a 3D egg, which means that a cross section might look like that. Okay, so let's break the egg right here. We're just gonna add a little crack to the side of the egg, like that. Okay, and maybe it chips in a little bit like that. Okay, then I'm gonna erase this part of the egg, but this part is actually just gonna be cracked and move over here. So we still have kind of like the curvy pointy part like that. So this is kind of how it would be if we were to still have it over there. And then we just gotta, so there's a big shard that needs to be over here that goes sort of right there. You're kind of like building a puzzle and unmaking it as you go. So that shard would go right there. And then this part would go right there. And then this part comes like this, and like maybe another shard like that. So then we're gonna have the yolk right here. This is the yellow part, and then the whites of the egg are gonna be seeping out everywhere like that. So then we can put little shards of the what's it called, shell on top of the yolk. And so that's kind of how you do it. You start with an object that you know how to draw, you break it, and then like a reverse puzzle piece, you move the pieces left over around, and then yeah, kind of how it works. When breaking objects in art, it's a lot of fun because you can really mess with the familiar forms. You can pick the lines that you want to pick, but ultimately, even if it doesn't quite look exactly right, you can just say, well, it's broken. All right, there is our easy mode broken egg. Kind of fun to draw, right? Medium mode. Okay, so for medium mode, we're going to follow the same steps as we did for easy mode, but we're going to maybe make a bit of a more complicated shape. So, easy mode, it's like draw an oval, that's an egg, let's break it. Let's do something a little more complicated, like a car, because chances are, if you're going to draw a comic, at some point a car is going to crash, because is there anything more action-oriented than a car crashing? So anyway, let's draw a car. We'll draw a basic 3D car. Okay, so we'll start with our rectangle. This is the bottom of the car. Okay. Put some wheel wells in there. Draw some wheels. Nice. And then there's the top part of the car, which is the windshield and the body of the car. Right? So up here is where we have the engine. Here is where you put the doors for a person to get in the car. This is one of those little hot hatchback cars, they're called. Just a 2-seater or a 4-seater, but there's only 2 doors. Oh, and then the hatchback, I guess, is a door. Okay, so we put the mirror over here, steering wheel right here, mirror over here, and then we got some basic headlights, a basic bumper. Okay, so we have our basic car. We want to break this car. So let's say the car crashed into a fire hydrant, which is going to look like this. Burp. And then like that, and then like that, okay? So let's say that that's what is going to crash into. So I'm gonna use this. We're gonna put this to the side because we're gonna remember what this looks like. So on a new piece of paper or a new area of the document, first we draw the thing that is crashed into, and that is the fire hydrant. Okay? But the fire hydrant itself is not indestructible. It's going to be crashed into, which means that we're going to go crack just like we cracked the egg, and then we're going to draw it sort of moved over a little bit, deformed, because it was crashed into like so. Okay? Then we're going to take this otherwise straight line and we're going to wrap it around the front like that. The front of the fire hydrant. Okay? So obviously, taking a shape that looks like this and crashing it like this, right? That's going to lead to some buckling of the panels right here and right here. So we're just drawing some ugly lines right now for that shape. Let's draw some ripples of the hood. Probably the lights would be over, like if this is where the light, like the headlights are put in, the headlights are going to be out of their sockets because of the impact of the crash. So over here as well, rear headlights busted out. The grills are going to be punched in and broken. Okay. Okay, so we have the wheel well, which is right here, but that'll be crunched too. Let's just leave that for now. The back half of the car will be kind of the same as what it was before, but we did say that the windshield is going to fall out. Okay, there we go. Wheel. The front wheel is going to be all messed up, so we'll leave that off for now. With the door like this. Kind of a little spoiler. There we go. Okay. So I'm just re-adding these details over here. So the front half is where all the carnages from the wreck. Okay, and maybe we have the door open because the person who is in the vehicle is no longer in the vehicle. They've come out to assess the damage. Okay, so doors open. This is all messed up. Let's have the wheel be... So this one, it was kind of matching the angle, but it's busted now. So let's go like this. Have it kind of angled out. And this wheel is going to be completely detached and busted off of the steering apparatus. So I have it like this. And I'm just going to fake the steering apparatus by putting like a couple of hoses, not hoses, but like pipes like that. And maybe the airbag has deployed. Right. Okay. So, and then I guess there would be water leaking out everywhere. Big huge puddle, right? So before up here in this corner, after down here in this corner. So you can see that all we did was take our basic shapes and then distort them around the object that it broke on. And then it really is just a matter of adding little pieces and chunks of debris to make it look cool. Oh yeah, the windshield is out. So the windshield would kind of be resting on... Here's the thing with windshields. They don't just explode. Like if you drop a glass, it kind of shatters. Windshields don't do that. They're laminated to prevent people from getting all cut up. So it actually would look like sort of like a broken glass blanket that's sort of sitting on top of this area here. So we have a huge mess here, and that's fun. And what we're going to do is now ink and keep the parts that we want to keep. Yeah, the hood probably would pop up actually from the frame. It wouldn't crinkle quite like that. So maybe what we'll do is like this. Nice. Okay, so now we'll ink it carefully, keeping the lines we want to keep. Breaking things is super fun in art, especially in comics. In comics, there's always going to be some sort of action, like a car crash or a plane crash, or swords taking chunks out of things or whatever. It's fun. It's fun to draw. And one of the best things you can do is, like, for example, with this cars are usually smooth, straight lines, or, a nice gentle curve in the line, something like that. What you can do is take that line and make it, jagged, or, wavy where it shouldn't be wavy, or you make straight lines jutting out where there are normally lines that are hidden. Anyway, just add a lot of debris and complications, and it makes it look really cool. And so breaking things, a lot of fun, really important, especially in things like comics. Not bad. There's my medium mode. Car wreck, kind of fun to draw. I didn't want to get too carried away on the coloring, but you can really cheat a lot with coloring to add details and to make it look more chaotic, and or even make it look more put together. For example, in this section, I don't really go into a lot of the details. I'm just like, water is spraying out of there. And actually, if I'm going to do it right, I should maybe add a little bit of water here. Oopsies, that's too big of a brush. So that the water is coming out of the crack. Right now, this isn't doing that. If I go like this and go like that, you can see. Anyway, so what else? As I was drawing the medium mode, I did, on occasion, like as I was inking it, reference this original drawing I did where things weren't broken. So, when you break an egg, it's really easy. It's an easy oval, and you can keep the oval in your head. But when you break a car, it's a little more complicated. You have to keep track of more details. So I think it is a good idea when you're drawing something that's going to be breaking to draw it first not broken, and then have that handy so that you can refer to it just to make sure you don't miss out any details.
Hard mode.
So this turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. My grandpa Schaff, in his house, always had a bunch of these old homestead drawings and artworks, and so this definitely isn't art that is unique to me, drawing old broken things in black and white with ink, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And I might gift it to my friend who is moving away from Saskatchewan onto greener pastures. He's sick of the snow.
Extra credit.
Thank you so much for sending in last week's extra credit. It's really cool to see cartoons from around the world that other kids grew up watching. That's awesome. This week's extra credit is very simple. Choose your favorite inanimate object that you have and then draw it broken. So don't break it in real life. Don't break your real thing, right? Just find a thing that you like and then imagine what it would look like broken. And then using your imagination, draw that thing broken.
Art you sent in.
Thank you for sending in your art. If you want to send me your art, you can gogomarkrocketsheep@gmail.com or just tag me in social media and I'll find it that way. Thank you so much for watching these videos. And if you like it, give her a thumbs up, give her a subscribe, and tell your friends because I like making these videos and I like knowing you watch them. So anyway, thanks so much. See you next time.